Hello everyone. Welcome back to another English learning video. Do you want to understand English words faster? Do you want to train your brain to speak English more easily? Then this video is just for you. Today we're going to practice English using a special method. It's called the shadowing technique. Here's how it works. I will tell you a beautiful story sentence by sentence. First, listen carefully to each English sentence. Then, repeat the same sentence after me, just like a shadow following a person. Try to copy the sound, rhythm, and emotion of each line. This will train your brain to think in English and speak more naturally. Are you ready to try it? Let's begin our story practice.
My name is Sarah. I am 24 years old. I work as a graphic designer in New York City. I love creating art. I am passionate about my work. I always give my best effort. 6 months ago, I lost my job. The company was downsizing. They had to let people go. I was one of them. I was heartbroken. I spent weeks looking for work. I sent countless applications, but nothing came through. My savings were running low. I was stressed. One morning, I decided to clear my mind. I walked to a small coffee shop. It was on 5th Street. I had never been there before. The shop was cozy and warm. There were books on the shelves. Soft music played in the background. I ordered a cappuccino. I sat by the window. I opened my sketchbook. I started to draw. Drawing always calmed me down. As I sketched, someone approached my table. It was a man in his 50s. He had kind eyes and a gentle smile. He said, "Excuse me, I noticed your drawings. They are beautiful." I looked up. I smiled shyly. "Thank you," I said. He introduced himself. His name was Mr. Peterson. He owned a small design studio. It was just 2 blocks away. He said, "I am looking for a designer. Would you be interested?" My heart jumped. I could not believe it. I said, "Yes, absolutely." He smiled.
He gave me his card. He said, "Come by tomorrow. We can talk more." I thanked him many times. After he left, I sat there stunned. Was this really happening? The next day, I went to his studio. It was small but beautiful. The walls were covered with art. There were 3 other designers. They were all friendly. Mr. Peterson showed me around. He explained the work. Then he offered me the job. I said yes immediately. I started the following week. The work was challenging, but I loved it. I was creating again. I was happy again. One afternoon, a client came to the studio. He was young, maybe 30. He wore a suit and carried a laptop bag. His name was Daniel. He needed a logo for his startup. Mr. Peterson assigned me to the project. I met with Daniel. We discussed his vision. He was smart and passionate. He talked about his business with excitement. I took notes. I asked questions. We worked together for weeks. I created multiple designs. He gave feedback. We refined the ideas. During those weeks, we talked a lot, not just about work. We talked about life, dreams, and fears.
We discovered we had a lot in common. We both loved old movies. We both enjoyed hiking. We both believed in taking risks. One evening, after a long meeting, Daniel said, "I am hungry. Want to grab dinner?" I hesitated, but then I said, "Sure." We went to a small Italian restaurant. We ordered pasta and wine. We talked for hours. He told me about his childhood, about his dreams of building something meaningful. I told him about losing my job, about finding hope again at the coffee shop. He listened carefully. He said, "Sometimes losing something leads you to something better." I nodded. I felt that deeply. By the end of dinner, something had shifted. We were not just client and designer anymore. We were something more. A few weeks later, the logo was finished. It was perfect. Daniel loved it. He launched his company. The logo was everywhere. But even after the project ended, we kept meeting. We went to museums. We watched movies. We walked through Central Park. Slowly, friendship turned into something deeper. One rainy Saturday, we met at the same coffee shop on 5th Street, the place where everything started. We sat by the window. Rain poured outside. Daniel looked at me. He said, "Sarah, I need to tell you something." My heart raced. He continued, "I think about you all the time. You make me happy. I do not want to just be friends." I smiled. Tears filled my eyes. Happy tears. I said, "I feel the same way." He reached across the table. He held my hand. We sat there, watching the rain. People passed by outside. Cars honked. But in that moment, it was just us. 6 months ago, I lost my job. I thought my life was falling apart. But that loss led me to a coffee shop. And that coffee shop led me to a new job. And that new job led me to Daniel. Now, a year later, we are still together. We still go to that coffee shop every Saturday. We sit by the same window. And every time I walk in, I remember. Sometimes you have to lose something to find everything.
Now it's your turn to practice. Go back to the story and pause the video after each sentence. Then repeat after me. This is called the shadowing technique. Keep practicing like this every day and your English will become clear, natural, and confident. Remember, even a little practice every day makes a big difference. You will see amazing progress soon. See you next time in another English learning lesson.